I like initiative. You have to take the initiative. It's great to have perspective. It's good to know what kind of forces you have inside of yourself and how you can protect and fortify those forces against everything else so you can grow and become better in the process. It's good to have that, but then at a certain point, to have that initiative, you want to display. Art needs to be displayed. Your acting needs to be shown. Your architecture needs to be inhabited. Your poetry needs to be heard. I means not it's me, it's me, it's me. No, I want to give, but I have to have initiative. Right? Think about pioneers of the past who discovered new worlds or did amazing things like Chuck Yeager, right? Who kind of sat in his Bell X1, I think it was 1947, and breaking through the barrier of sound by just taking the initiative and sitting in that rocket ship that basically was just a huge engine with a little joystick in the middle, right? It was dangerous. It was threatening. It was amazingly new. He was doing something that no one else had done so far in human history. And yet somebody had to start the game, so he took initiative. He stepped out of the car and said, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, just hang me up there and just unlock me in the middle of nowhere, and I'm gonna start this engine. I'm gonna see where this whole thing is heading. I have to take the initiative, and of course that's always kind of jumping into darkness, looking into the abyss and taking that leap of faith. Chuck Yeager, when he did the flight, the legendary flight with the Bell X1, I mean, he passed out while flying. When he broke the barrier of sound, when he was flying faster than 1,000 kilometers an hour, when he did that, he passed out. He lost consciousness, he got back, and then the turbulences were crazy. But he brought this mission to an end, not perfectly. It wasn't about doing it without any flaws. It was about starting it. Because that's the point. Once we start our monologue, once we get into the imagined life, when we just say the things we want to say and display our emotions and wait for the reactions without planning it too much, without waiting for that perfect moment. Because if we wait for a certain moment to hit our system that will tell us when it's time to start, we will wait forever. We won't start. It's always more comfortable to wait and say, no, it's not the right moment now. In a couple of minutes, or maybe next year, or maybe in 10 years, or maybe I still need a resource, or maybe I still need this, or maybe still need that. That's all excuses, all alibis to not start the adventure, because of course it will feel uncomfortable. That's the whole point. Acting sometimes is uncomfortable. If all acting would be comfortable, all entertainment would be boring. Nobody would actually go to the movie theater and sit there or pay the monthly fee for Netflix or any other service, any other media outlet out there. Because we can't wait for that moment to hit. We will never have that 100% security and stability inside of ourselves that will tell us it's gonna be perfect now. Now you can go and you will have success. That's a safety net. As an artist, we don't have any safety nets. As artists, we have ourselves. We've created perspective. We know exactly pretty much where we want to go and what kind of mission we have. But then we have to take the initiative. Our first step has to be done. We can't wait for the perfect moment or until we have all resources and all materials to start the journey. You have this huge mountain. You want to climb up this mountain. And of course, there will be some risks involved by climbing up the mountain. Weather can change, like instantly. Once you're on high altitude, clouds can cover the whole sky and then it starts to pour down rain like crazy. And then boom, in a couple of seconds, rain is gone and then there is strong wind or snow. You will never know what kind of adversities you have to face once you start the climb, but you have to start the climb. You can't say, oh, I will wait until I have the perfect route. You can't figure it out by staying at the bottom of the mountain. You have to climb that mountain up. You have to take initiative. And that's a leap of faith. Afterwards, everything sounds perfect. Afterwards, you say, it was a tough climb. I had to improvise, and I almost fell down again, but I kind of got myself back in there, and then I found the right way to get to the summit point of that mountain. It was all starting, though, with not knowing exactly what you had to expect. And that's the beauty of taking initiative. Initiative means exactly that. It's not a safety net. It's knowing that you will have to face some serious adversities along your path. It's not knowing everything beforehand so you can avoid all surprises, so you can have a safe trip. That's luxury traveling. It's not art. That you can do once you're 60 and your pockets are full of money because you risked your life beforehand. But right now, I want you to risk. I want you to slip, to fail, to fall, to hurt yourself. But once you are at the summit point, you say, oh, that's all part of the journey. It's all part of the mission. Of course, Chuck Yeager kind of passed out in the middle of his incredible test flight. But afterwards, everything seemed perfect. Afterwards, you can tell how great it was. In the middle, that's where you have to face adversities and you overcome your difficulties, your obstacles, your problems. You learn from them, absorb them, implement them, and then bada boom, you have a new output. That's what art is all about. You have to take that initiative. You can't just wait for a certain moment that will never come, that will never arrive, that will never hit you. That moment you're searching for, it will be there once you finish the mission. Now you feel safe. Of course, you've accomplished it, but now it's the next mission, and you will feel unsecure and kind of unstable and a bit shaky, and it will scare you. Guess what? If it scares you, probably that's the right way. Probably it's the right thing to do. Because if it scares you, it's because there are some certain things involved in this mission that you're not fully aware of, not certain of, that you're not completely sure of. And that's where you can grow. That's the opportunity to learn. If you know everything about the process, then it's boring, then probably you shouldn't do it at all. If it feels risky and it slightly scares you and there are some problems involved that you can't even foresee right now, that's probably a mission you should start right now. Stop this video, start the mission.